Good evening, North America. Welcome back to the final matchup here this weekend in the final stage of United States Cup 2026. It's going to be a losers bracket matchup between Texas and Oklahoma. It's going to be seed 6 Texas, seed 10 Oklahoma. This is the deepest Oklahoma has ever made it. I believe also the deepest any seed 10 has ever made it into the tournament. And so this is already a phenomenal run for them. For Texas, they are, well-known fan favorites of winning the tournament as well. But we're meeting up in the losers bracket. One of these teams is going to end up dropping out of the tournament after this one. And so it will be exciting. My name's Liliana, and joining me in the casting booth is going to be Icania, the William Burgers. How are we doing, Ika?
I'm doing pretty all right. This is going to be a very exciting match for sure. We're seeing in the chat 2 teams that actually practice the pool. These are 2 teams with their lives on the line, tournament lives on the line. I believe this is a loser bracket match, right? I'm not mixing my matches
absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yes. So this is a very, very big match for both teams. I'm very, very excited to watch this. Oklahoma has been an absolute treat to watch throughout this tournament. We saw last week the Lights Out Tiebreaker FC, which was oh so exciting to commentate. I really do hope this match brings the same highs as that last one did. We're seeing Oklahoma opt for second pick early on, and Texas taking that second ban.
Actually, interesting to see. Are we not having any warm-ups?
I believe warm-ups. I think they come after.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha,
yeah, I think they come after the roll, or after the bans.
Yeah. Either way. It's a losers bracket matchup, as we've said. And so that means that both these teams are fighting to make it into the grand final stage, where they will meet up against Virginia in the Grand's loser side of the bracket. The winner of that match would end up going against New York for potential for a bracket reset. But for both of these teams, they've already had to play a match this weekend. And it looks like Free Mod 2 is going to be the first ban on the board here from Oklahoma, as I'm yapping. But for Texas, they had to go against Oregon, beating them 7-0. And then for Oklahoma, they went against South California, beating them 7-2. So, either way, one of these 2 teams is going to get eliminated here, but it's hard for me to look at either of these teams and be like, oh yeah, they shouldn't be in this stage right now. They shouldn't be able to make it forward here into that grands, just given how strong both teams have performed throughout this tournament so far. As we've mentioned, and it's really hard not to talk about, just Oklahoma is on a generational run here. 5-0 versus Michigan, 5-4 Nevada. They lost to Virginia 4-6 in the quarterfinals, barely not getting to that tiebreaker. And then they beat out Colorado, knocking them out of the tournament. They knocked out North California, as you mentioned last week, and then South California, which I think there was a stat, something about like California having never been outside of the top 4 on either of the North or the South before in USC. So that was kind of crazy. But then on the side of Texas, of course, they are just now in the losers bracket for the first time here since last week. Last week was the moment that they got knocked down. In that first stage, they beat Indiana 5-1, 5-0 Massachusetts, 6-1 North California, and then Virginia, again, just almost able to take them to tiebreaker, lost 4-6, and then, just kind of doing some really gross things to Oregon, 7-0, as I mentioned earlier. So, yeah, this is going to be a bloodbath. I think both of these teams should match up head-to-head pretty well. I think Oklahoma's had to go through a lot deeper into the pools than Texas has for the most part, but should be a fun one as more of the bands are coming through here. Nomad 1 from Texas and Hard Rock 1 now from Oklahoma.
Yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense on that Hard Rock 1 ban from Oklahoma. You do not want to go into that disgusting Texas Precision roster. That map being CS 6.9, I believe, after Hard Rock. So that one makes a lot of sense. Texas opting for the No Mod 1 ban, as you mentioned earlier. That one, I think, makes a lot of sense. I think Texas is, for the most part, going to want to avoid some of the more gimmicky maps, especially on No Mod, besides the memorization stuff that you see in like No Mod 3 with the AR0. But
Yeah.
Texas's last ban, I don't really know what they would have as a last ban. I could see that No Mod 3 being taken out of the equation if they didn't feel like practicing it, but I think both of these teams are very well practiced on this pool already. So I don't think we're going to have too much of issues in that realm.
Not fully sure exactly where they want to go with that final ban for them. Really just interesting to see here that Nomad 3 is still available despite banning out the a bit more of a hyper anti-mod on that free mod 2 from Oklahoma, opting to leave that Nomad 3 open. And now the final ban comes through is going to be that DT3 on Arcadia. Not going to be allowing that one to come as a potential pick for Oklahoma. They do quite well on the double times. Looking towards Mr. Jeffrey, looking towards Oklahoma with their new addition of TTV UFO, who has been making the rounds here as just one of the strongest players in North America currently, at very least, is performing quite well across multiple tournaments. So yeah, I mean, just it's going to be difficult to really pinpoint which team should be winning on paper, because I just don't know. I think a lot of people have mentioned it already. Both of these teams are comprised of players who will practice the pool non-stop before the match in order to make sure that they are fully prepared for all of the maps in the match itself. So it should be a close battle, I feel like, for both of these teams.
Yeah, we have seen. You mentioned earlier, actually, both of these teams runs through the tournament, and the most recent of a lot of these matches have been extremely one-sided, as you've mentioned, which kind of does really pinpoint just how above the core rosters of these teams are just against the rest of the competition. Like, it has been an absolute treat to watch Oklahoma's core absolutely decimate the map pools through the losers bracket. And Texas, their disgusting core of, Chillier, Decatin, Toybot is just so fearsome to go into that we've seen it with the past matches. I mean, Virginia had a very close one. They were able to beat out Texas, but for the most part, other than that, having pretty solid runs for both of these teams. So a little bit of the clash of the titans of the losers bracket, I guess you could say. And it does make sense that this one is for all the marbles. One of these teams will be eliminated after tonight.
Are we actually allowing this? I guess we are. A little bit more.
Yeah, we're running warm-ups.
Well, it was only Oklahoma to send a warm-up, but they sent it 3 minutes before the match. And I know that we've been more strict with the warm-up rules specifically. So Rob's gonna allow it. Hopefully they can just get it going like real fast, but yeah, we'll see. Either way.
Indeed.
Yeah, either way,
warm-ups. Getting into the warm-up.
It's not going to take too much time out of our days here, and I don't believe Texas did choose to do a warm-up either, so it will just be this one before we get rolling into the actual match itself. We've already done the bans, and I think that is probably why the bans happened initially.
That makes more sense,
because,
actually.
Yeah, I don't think that's normally the sequence of order.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense on that one. This one not too long though. I believe there's only about a minute long, maybe a little less. So will not be too long until we get into the actual match.
I'm a little bit saddened to see that Nomad 1 banned out. No, you were hyping it up a little before we
Yeah, I
before
was
we
talking
started.
about it earlier. I think that is a very funny pick. I would have loved to see that played, but you know, what can you do? It makes sense
Yeah.
that Texas wouldn't really want to pick that into a team like Oklahoma. Their Nomad gimmick being, I would say, probably their one of, if not their strongest as a team.
Should be yeah, definitely a very, very strong gimmick roster for Oklahoma. They still do have that Nomad 3 though.
That is
The
true.
AR0 map, which is gonna be interesting because it is also 2IL,
Yeah.
which is gonna be some polyrhythms going on, and yeah, just first pick it. Why
Yeah.
not? It's not even Oklahoma that's picking it either. It's gonna be Texas letting it rip.
I do think that this is something that probably expected to see at the start of the match rather than any other time, just because you want to pick this or have this picked when your reading players have been grinding this one out since like 2 hours ago. You want to make sure that they are able to put that practice into play very early on so that nerves don't impact them later, although first map nerves are very real indeed. Looks like Texas coming in with Trigon. Makes a lot of sense as one of their core reading players. Has really proven himself on the easy mod as of late.
Pull up their previous MP links for their first round matches in the losers finals. See if this one got picked for either side.
I believe Oklahoma has played this once before.
It would make sense. It wasn't banned in either of their matches. Yes, Oklahoma had played this before with Mr. Jeffrey getting a full combo and then almost 600k from referee and over 500k from UFO. For Texas versus Oregon, I imagine it was also probably played since it's Oregon and was available. And for Texas, they had Toybot and Trigon FC the map. And almost 800,000 from Flames Tear. Notably, Schwartz and Bashiman did FC it as well, but it was that third person for Oregon to not be able to get that one. But hey, that's neither here nor there. We're seeing the exact same lineups for both these teams as they were in their other matches. So AR0 is the name of the game. You still have the approach circles. They are still doing approach circle things. It's just a lot more slowed down.
Yeah, this one more of a memorization test than anything, I would say, on the AR0. And this one does start slow. The polyrhythm stuff will start to pick up right about here with these up and down linear sections here. Although I do not expect to see any breaks early on, as these two rosters have been so practiced.
Yeah, shouldn't be seeing much more than maybe a couple of act drops if you misread a pattern here and there. But yeah, as you said, players that practiced should be pretty locked in. We finally get to see a first break come through, and it's going to be on the side of Texas from Flames.
Yeah, not what you want to see, as it was their pick, and Trigon goes down right after that. So the first map nerves seeming to get to Texas a little bit, as Oklahoma still holding that three-way FC. This map does not have a ton of time left in it. That timer is shrinking shortly, and that score lead is rising exponentially, 350,000 and climbing. And Oklahoma looking so solid on this one. It is a very gambled pick, this AR0 type thing. Referee is going to go down on Oklahoma, but that is not nearly enough. Mr. Jeffrey to follow right after. And TTP UFO, actually, that might be time. There's good recoveries. Flames here does go down on one of the buzz sliders. But no, I don't think there's enough note density. Oklahoma is going to take this first pick, first break point. And both of these teams a little bit less score overall from their past performances, but still looking very solid indeed. Over 2 mil team scores for both. Oklahoma just slightly edging them out. Very nice FC from Toybot, though I believe the only one to hold combo throughout the entire map.
You are absolutely right about that. Yeah, Toybot able to get the lone full combo. Everybody else finding a miss or two here or there. But yeah, that is not going to go the way of Texas. Despite it being their pick, despite having the only FC, it was just earlier misses from a couple of the players there on Texas's side, and so that will give way to Oklahoma to start this match off with a very quick break point. And now, where do we go to consolidate on that? Because the Fremont 2 is banned out as far as like low AR goes. I'm not seeing anything else that is like sticking out like a sore thumb for low AR density. But there is still Gimmick available in the pool if they want to go down any of those routes. It's just not going to be that low AR route.
Yeah, it's a very good question. What Oklahoma goes into to try to consolidate their breakpoint, I really don't know. They did have some good scores in their past MP, so I assume that they would likely try to keep a similar pick strategy. I'm just going on stuff that they're comfortable on, though what that pick exactly is going to be, I could not possibly tell you. Trying to pick something into Texas just seems so scary on paper.
Yeah, it's looking like that DT1 was their best team score other than this Nomad 3 in the previous match, but it's actually going to be DT4 coming through for them. It's going to be on that slow step. It's a Taishi song, 192 BPM with double time, but not actually 192. It's 4.5 minutes as well at that AR 10.3.
We are getting a little bit of that higher AR DT alt coming in, this GT4, which I don't hate. The Oklahoma has looked incredibly solid on picks like this throughout the entire tournament. Probably going to see just that core 3 come in again, just swap out referee for lights out.
Yeah, and I do really want to make sure that you guys know it's 4.5 minutes with double time. The map itself is like 7 minutes without.
Oh.
So it is a really long double time. We're basically pushing a tiebreaker length almost here with the double time mod, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, you know what? I do like a good very long map in the DT pool, time and time again. Although this pool does have quite a lot of long maps in it. Not even the longest map in the pool as a whole.
No.
Not counting tiebreaker, that is.
No.
Number 5 sporting over 5.5 minutes of length. Should be fun. Looks like we've got all the players in the lobby here. A couple of new faces coming in for both sides. On the side of Texas, this is the Caton coming in. Chillier pair as well. Flamestare going to be returning from the previous map. On the side of Oklahoma, it's Bazinga's Dead, who will be the new face for them. UFO and Mr. Jeffrey already returning from their last map on that Nomad 3. Oklahoma again off the break point. This would be a consolidation if they are able to find this point here. So that would be a fantastic start for them. It would be great to see if you are an Oklahoma fan. Early on, though, this one doesn't have too much going on in its early. The most I could see these players having trouble on is maybe some of these doubles, but if they are as practiced as these teams have looked in their past matches, I do imagine that we're not going to have too many troubles early for most of these players. A couple of act drops from both sides here, but for the most part, score lead remaining just about even, if not just slightly favoring Texas on the accuracy.
keeping it relatively close. It's going to be the first break coming through finally. It's going to be on the side of Oklahoma as well on their own pick. Bazinga's dead, dropping their combo. No trades to happen, but now we're into the KI section. You've got these wiggles, you've got the cut patterns. There goes Mr. Jeffrey now on that other FC. Bazinga also going to be dropping, but no trades to be seen on the side of Texas here. It's just UFO versus 3 full combos still from Texas. So this is actually starting to get a little bit out of hand for Oklahoma.
Yeah, still holding 3 full combos, not accounting for those drop slider ends on Texas. And that score lead, if they continue to hold through this little bit of slower section here after these spinners, then that score lead is going to rise and rise, though not quite as quickly or dramatically as our past pick. This one probably having just about triple the length on it. Though Decaden is going to be the first one on Texas to fall on this slow section, not quite inhibiting. That is, though, the break from TTV UFO, the final full combo on Oklahoma, and that score lead is just going to skyrocket over to Texas if they continue to hold here, though Chili Repair does find a break, so a little bit of a band-aid there for Oklahoma.
Yeah, but there's just not really much combo going their way either. It's just Mr. Jeffrey on that 400 combo recovery, which is still decent, but it's not doing anything to match Flames Tear right now, who is on the final remaining FC in the lobby. And Mr. Jeffrey does drop that combo, so now this pick for Oklahoma, what could have been a consolidation on a breakpoint, there's still more, even more than a third of the map remaining. Flames Tear, I think, ended up dropping their combo there, but even still with a third of the map remaining, 370,000 points, in favor of Texas, but it's a full reset in the lobby. So essentially, Oklahoma at this point just needs to continue to have Texas finding breaks, and now it's on Oklahoma to have to put the combos together and be able to build up those recoveries, and if they want a chance to win on this pick.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a tall ask from this Texas roster. We would need to see everyone just have a catastrophic failure on the ending of this map. And Decaden does have a break there, though that's not nearly going to be enough to have any meaningful dent in the score lead there. The speed up there does get Bazinga's dead caught out, so 2 recoveries to 2. I think this one is doors closing on this one for Oklahoma.
Definitely starting to shut. I don't know if it's fully closed just yet. There's still potential as we make our way in to the final bit of the map, but that time is coming up short. That door will be closing very soon. It hasn't moved at all from that 370,000 score buffer for Texas as we get into the final little bit of cuts in the map. And yeah, Texas just holding strong. These combos are going to do it for them. That has come and gone for Oklahoma's chances to be able to bring it back, and despite the valiant recovery combos on UFO and Mr. Jeffrey, not going to be enough. This is going to be an answered breakpoint to start this one off, back-to-back breakpoints, and it will be going back the way of Texas for the next pick.
Yeah, Texas having incredibly solid team scores here. Flames Tear highest in the lobby. If there's another long spinner in the map, which I don't think there is, I think it just ends. Yeah, not quite 800k, but 775 roughly. Very solid score. And a lot of 600ks for basically everyone else. Bazinga's dead. Only one not quite hitting that mark. But Texas overall just looking a little more consistent. And that they're just going to go into the Hard Rock 2 right after that. So they don't feel like wasting any time. They're going to get right into the Hard Rock Slider Tech. This one incredibly unforgiving, Valhalla.
Yeah, this map's quite brutal, and yeah, it's Slider Tech, it's Hard Rock. I do believe this is also the Nuge map of the pool, and so if you are familiar with Nuge's style of Slider Tech, then hey, congratulations, you've probably been playing the game and playing tech maps within the last like 3 years. They're quite prevalent these days. Lots of uncomfortable slider aim, lots of really fast high slider velocity sliders. And with it also being hard rock, one, of course, it makes the notes smaller, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to aim the sliders themselves, but also you're trying to fight your accuracy on the slider heads, let alone aim the sliders and hit the slider tails too. So accuracy is going to be really, really important here. You can get away with doing a lot of like combo shenanigans and just not aiming the slider tails to guarantee that you hit the next slider, but if you do that, you will drop quite a bit of accuracy, and that can hurt your score quite a lot if you do end up finding any misses. So it's really going to come down to which team is able to find that perfect balance of combo and accuracy.
And looking like rosters starting to fill out here. Flames, Cheer, Chili Pear, and Decaden coming in for Texas. No surprises there. Mr. Jeffrey, UFO, and Bazinga's Dead. So same roster as the last map. Not quite seen Lights Out yet, but sure he's around. And good luck, have fun's coming out in chat. And we're going to get into the third map of the pool, of the match, rather. And yeah, this one, as you mentioned, the extremely uncomfortable sliders paired with, in this map, a little bit of aim control to go along with it on some of the non-slider patterns, so definitely a brutal one on Hard Rock. Though if any team is going to be practiced on it, it's probably going to be Texas with this roster.
Yeah, I was gonna say this map is like pretty nasty with no mud. Yeah, at the very least for a lot of players hovering around like 4-digit range, but for players of this skill level, where they are some of the best here in our country, it really isn't that difficult on no mud, and so we're just throwing hard rock on top of it to make things that much more challenging for these players. But here you go, you already see some of these uncomfortable sliders. Those ones had slider ticks. Not every slider is going to have the slider ticks, especially during the key eye sections, but the intensity is what is going to be most brutal. Here we go.
Yeah, we're going to see a couple breaks early on. Bazinga's Dead, Flames Shear, Decaden, all three going down. Everyone on Texas going down. And although the accuracy was looking a little rough on Oklahoma early, they are going to be the ones coming through with the combo and the score lead as the first key eye and the big sliders in it, rather, come to a close. And Mr. Jeffrey is going to go down. But now we get into some of those aim control patterns that I mentioned earlier. Chillier Pair not quite having a lot of fun on them. The only one holding that full combo still, TTV UFO, and he does go down as I say that. So no combos on the board left for Oklahoma. Only Bazinga's Dead recovery, and no combos for Texas either. No one's having a good time on this map. It's fair to see. It's a brutal one.
I mean, Bazinga's holding on. That's a massive recovery here, and with those misses from Flamestar and Decaden, is actually going to be quite a bit to keep that score on the side of Oklahoma. We're coming into the final quarter of the map. The intensity does not stop at all here, so it's 44,000 points. This is on a knife's edge here. Nobody getting caught out by that slow slider, but it still misses on UFO. Mr. Jeffrey, Chillier finally trading out after a little bit, but the recoveries on the bottom for Texas are starting to build up. Decaden, though, is going to be finding the break. Finally, Bazinga drops. It's 30,000 points. It might be possible here. I'm not fully sure, though. It's just not moving. Flamestar with the highest combo in the lobby, 300. And yeah, it's just one big long slider, although Bazinga missing there, I don't think that's going to make a difference, but just barely Oklahoma going to be getting another breakpoint here. That is 3 maps now, Icania, and all 3 of them have been breakpoints.
3 straight breakpoints. And a team full of B ranks on Oklahoma getting the combo down, especially Bazinga's Dead on that nearly 500k, which is absolutely crazy score. But yeah, that is that's the nature of these kind of maps for sure. You either can't play them or you really can't play them.
Yeah, I mean, just combo in general on a map like this is hard to get without hard rock. Then you put hard rock on it, and it's like, man, where are you supposed to have the free combo? There's no free combo in this map. You get like a short intro of maybe 100, 200 combo, and then like, bang, it's just non-stop violence from the map. Also, like accuracy was something that I brought up as being like, oh yeah, if you're able to get good accuracy, maybe you're sacrificing combo. That's exactly what happened here, Aika. The combo game was huge for Oklahoma. They had 3 players with B ranks, but significantly more combo on both UFO and Bazinga's Dead than the highest combo on Texas of 359 from Flames Tear. And despite having 3 players all above 94% accuracy from Texas, it was the combo that decided that pick. So now Oklahoma, will we see them be able to consolidate on a second breakpoint opportunity here? Or are we just going to be seeing another breakpoint come through from Texas? We'll see, but it is Oklahoma's pick.
Would be a funny sight to just have breakpoints the entire match, though I don't think I highly doubt highly doubt that is going to be the case. Oklahoma's next pick is the next big question, though. I'm not entirely sure what they could go into. We're seeing Hidden One in the chat, which it seems like that is going to be their next pick. Oklahoma opting for the Hidden One.
We've got some mind readers in the Twitch chat doing some mental shenanigans here potentially, but no, I mean, this is an Oklahoma map. It's a little bit goofy. It's CS5 on the Hidden. It's 171 BPM, but I don't know how truly accurate that one is going to be here. I'm pretty sure this one features some finger control shenanigans as well, if I am not mistaken on the map, but it should be a fun one.
Yeah, I do imagine this to be a very, very solid Oklahoma pick. We've seen a lot of these more rhythmic, finger control-y picks being picked by Oklahoma, rather, excuse me. Which makes a lot of sense based on the roster. We're seeing Hygio come in the lobby for the first time. The resident 5-digit for Oklahoma there. Although played SoCal for 5 USC. Question mark. Interesting. I'm sure it's nothing.
You know what? We don't really question it here. We are this deep into the tournament.
Those rules are crazy too. The rules for 5 USC is crazy. I don't know those.
Yeah. Either way, GLHF's coming through here. We've got the rosters in the lobby. Decatur, Flames Tear, Toybot, for the side of Texas. As you mentioned, Hygio coming in for Oklahoma. Rounded out by Mr. Jeffrey, UFO, and we're going to be seeing those names for the grand majority of the match for Oklahoma.
I would imagine so, yes.
Yeah, this map is it's got a lot going on. Lots of rhythm switch ups on the bursts. Also OD10, which on a map like this can definitely make for a big accuracy check.
We're already seeing that accuracy is a little low for Oklahoma here. A couple of 92s. First break going to be from Mr. Jeffrey here. And Hygio going down not too long after that. Toybot trading it out though, so not too big of a worry this early on.
Definitely not going to be too big of an issue, but it's 60,000 points still moving in the direction of Texas. More misses coming through from Mr. Jeffrey and nobody trading on Texas. So right now, I mean, it is just one major combo versus 2, and the recoveries from Hygio and Toybot are canceling each other out here, but these stream patterns, a little bit uncomfortable. Lots of accuracy drops, already 100,000 points now in favor of Texas, but so many 100s here coming through from some of these players, and so just one slight misaim could be the difference on who makes it through with the combo and who doesn't. All players do hold as we make our way into the second half of the map.
We're seeing the combo come back for Oklahoma. Accuracy, though, leaves a little something to be desired. 91 across the entire team. Texas looking a little bit more comfortable. A couple players hovering around that 94 mark. And having the combo lead to boot. Toybot, though, is going to break. And everyone on Texas goes down as I say that.
What just happened?
Yeah, those are some of the brutal patterns that can get you in this kind of thing. And TTV UFO, the only one to hold that full combo still.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was gonna say, Hygio's still comboing as well.
Yes.
Never mind.
Well, wow.
Never mind.
Okay,
We got
what
the
is
score.
going on?
We got the score over though. Like the map is just unconventional and it's mean. I don't know what's happening here. It's full lobby reset for the players. Slight combo advantage for the side of Texas, but not by much. And now even less with Toybot finding the break. Accuracies. What's the highest ACK in the lobby? 93 almost from Decatur. Like
Yeah, seems that way.
This is a nasty map.
Yeah, we're seeing it, evil mapping. I think that's the best way to describe this for sure. And Oklahoma, their final little recovery combos, going to take it into the ending. Should be enough. 100k score lead, only a sliver of map left. And I believe the first consolidated pick that we have had going to be coming from Oklahoma. Going to make it 3-1.
Oklahoma leading the charge. Finally, a team winning on their own pick here. Yeah, that was just a brutal map for all the players. It was just a three-way miss from Texas that I think just completely destroyed their team score, unfortunately. It just kind of nuked the scores entirely. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the map goes, but it was Oklahoma's pick, and so we are finally seeing a little bit of normalcy in this match for the first time, but also consolidation on a break point here, the third break point of the match, mind you, but still able to consolidate on it. So now it goes back the way of Texas, and we'll probably be seeing that Hard Rock 3 eventually. I don't know if it's going to be their next pick, but just given their strengths when it comes to Hard Rock, they are like really, really solid on that mod set. I do expect that one to come through from them later on the line, but potential for maybe something in the free mod pool, like potentially maybe that free mod 3 I think could actually do quite well for Texas. Yeah, we'll see.
It is yet untouched. It's going to be Freedom Dive. Finally seeing some of the free mod pool, and an absolute heater at that. Everyone knows this one, I'm sure.
It's like the Freedom Dive.
Yes, it's the map.
It's the Freedom Dive. It's the Cookies Eve Freedom Dive, guys.
Guys, oh my god.
Oh my gosh, Cookies Eve. I've seen this map when he was in 1803, bro. Like, why can't these players all FC it too? I mean, actually, they probably can. I don't know, but it's free mod. So we do need to see some mods come through from the players. One required hidden, one required hard rock, some combination of those as well. Hidden hard rock counts as the hard rock, and then you need the hidden. Easy is allowed, does not count as a required mod, but it is 2x multiplier. So if you do choose to go it, then you know you're not like capping your score at 500k at the very least. But yeah, as it says on the sheet, this is like the easy bait map because it's Freedom Dive. Yeah, it's 222 BPM. I am not overstreaming 222 BPM. But it's like, it's so chill with easy. You just go easy if you play it.
Yeah, ideally, I believe probably gonna see each of these teams have an easy player. Most likely Trigon for Texas, I would imagine. And see that Oklahoma core coming out lights out, TTV UFO, Mr. Jeffrey. I do believe Oklahoma had a little bit of trouble on this one in their last match, if I'm not mistaken. So I think this is a very smart pick for Texas, as I do remember their team score to be incredibly solid. So we'll see what team has that tapping consistency. It is 222 for about 4 minutes.
Yeah, it was UFO on the hidden, Mr. Jeffrey on the hard rock. They put lights out on the no mod, and no changes here. I do know lights out is generally one of their core hard rock players as well for Oklahoma, but just trying to opt into allowing them to maybe get that clutch combo on the no mod to get potential for really big score for them is the route that they are wanting to go here. Density wise, the map is a little bit more dense. I think it's AR9, but you know, with 222 BPM, that does actually add quite a bit of note density as well. Over on the other side, hidden on Trigon, Decatur on the Hard Rock, and Flamester going to be on the Nomad. So matching mods here, no overmod shenanigans, no easy shenanigans, and yeah, already into some of these longer streams. Finally going to see a first break come through from 2 of the players. Make that 3 now. Double break on the side of Oklahoma. Lights out and Mr. Jeffrey for the single break from Decatur.
Yeah, a couple of uncharacteristic misses early on for both of these teams, although this is the kind of map where you can just kind of miss on any pattern, and it's like, fair enough. As you see Mr. Jeffrey struggle on another one of those tapping patterns. But everyone else, for the most part, looking pretty solid. Lights out with another break on the Nomad, not what you want to see.
Haven't even gotten into the real big long streams yet. It's still just those 3 players finding more breaks, the ones that have already found the earlier misses. So for the time being, UFO's got a lot to have to fight against here. 2 big combos from Flamester and Trigon, but that stream could have tripped up some of the players. Won't be doing so. It's the first pause of the map. We're going to be going into some more long streams here soon before we get into the actual death streams of the map, but this is going to be the first start to that.
We got just a little bit left. A big tapping pattern here. Not quite a lot of spacing. Everyone hitting it pretty solidly. As we get into the second key eye here, a little bit of Bancho stuttering, but death and taxes, Bancho stuttering, 3 guarantees of life. Trigon is going to be the next one to find a miss on the hidden mod.
That'll be 1 FC to 1 now, but better recoveries on the side of Oklahoma now. Mr. Jeffrey going to be finding that break, though still better recoveries for them. But this section is quite brutal, and they still have the map remaining. It's Flamester versus UFO on the top of your screen. And now we get into another build-up section, another longer stream. Spacing starting to not really get that much bigger here. It's a big chain miss from Trigon, but still holding on to the score lead for the time being. This is going to be the big pause before the long streams section. If the streams weren't already long, these ones are even longer.
Yeah, we're going to get right into it early on. We're not quite having any trouble on the beginner ones. First long stream, no one getting caught off. Mr. Jeffrey going down on the second one. A couple of act drops. Flamester goes down. As I say that, no full combos left on the board for Texas. And that score lead is quickly going to skyrocket over to the side of Oklahoma off of that TTV UFO hidden FC. As I say that, he goes down though. And it is just about even, about 1K combo for both of the leading players on both teams. That Nomad versus that Hard Rock. Decaden goes down on the Hard Rock. It's just lights out to hold the 1K combo out of the hard section. And Trigon, the only one with any semblance of combo, holding it down for Texas. They have just the tiniest score lead here. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Lights out goes down on the stream right before the first key eye, excuse me. And I can't hardly speak. This is so intense. Trigon holding on the hidden. The only other combo for Mr. Jeffrey on the Hard Rock for Oklahoma. A little bit of recoveries for both teams. We're going to see the flow going to be much more space. Lights out, Mr. Jeffrey go down. Everyone on Oklahoma goes down. Almost everyone on both teams go down.
It's a full reset.
It's full reset. Hopefully no chain misses on the final stream. And looks like, unfortunately, a little bit of struggling for the Oklahoma roster. And Texas going to be taking the point on a 1.4 mil team score.
Goodness. That is quite rough there for both sides at that end of the map. It's a mean map, love it or hate it. The map's hard. Yeah, it's been around for a long time. Yeah, it's been like that one Osu meme for a long time, but like the map's still hard. You have to play it with a mod too that makes it even harder. The fact that UFO was able to hold for as long as he was before that first miss on the hidden mod was kind of ridiculous. Almost able to get that point as a breakpoint for Oklahoma, but we are back to normalcy. Icania, it is going to be Texas winning their pick as well now, so still down a breakpoint. Do still need to find that eventually, but for Oklahoma, they have the next pick. They get to go whichever direction they choose here. Previously, it was on that hidden one. Will we see them go back into the hidden pool? The hidden one worked for them, so hey, might work again.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that is definitely a little different when you are in tournament and facing such a juggernaut opponent like this.
I mean, both these teams are titans in their own regard here. I think Oklahoma may be the newer titan on the block, but definitely up in the clouds when it comes to their strengths. They're quite high up there. Here we go. Finally get to see that pick come through. It's going to be the Nomad 5 here.
Oh boy.
It's the Nomad 5, Ike. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Long map after long map after long map after long map. This is what can only really be described as 5.5 minutes of pretty brutal Jones and alt. This one's sitting at about 258 BPM, I believe. This one is just brutal. Right. This one's just brutal. I honest to God don't remember a crazy amount about the map itself. If I'm being honest, I would have to pull it back up again. But this one is very, very brutal.
Yeah, it's alt. It's Joneson map. Joneson has a very particular style of mapping these Guilty Gear songs. I think this is Guilty Gear because it's Daisuke Ishiwatari. Somebody can correct me if I am wrong on that. But I do know that most of Johnson's Guilty Gear maps are quite nasty. Okay, BlazBlue, thank you. So still going to be Arc System Works in that same realm of genre. But still, yeah, it's difficult alt. It's on the higher BPM. You've got burst, you've got snap aim. Is just a all-around hard map, and like generally speaking, this is basically tiebreaker in the Nomad 5 slot, which we've already seen multiple times in this tournament. Shouts out to Furiosa Melodia. So, hey, let's do it again. Run it back.
Yeah. Once again, if it ain't broke, it's like I said. We are seeing Flames tier to Caden and Aidenth come in. Aidenth, I believe, is first map of the match. And about the same roster for Oklahoma, except Mr. Jeffrey out, Bazinga's dead in.
Yeah, it's going to be your lineups here. We've got another long map on our hands here. Buckle in, grab a snack, get some water, stay hydrated. Lovely Bancho moment here for us. I don't know if it's lagging for you guys either.
No, it's fine on stream. It's just us.
That's good. Yeah, we can't see anything. It's completely paused for us. But you guys can see what's happening, so looks like people are comboing, I think.
No, I'm looking at the main stream. Everyone seems to be holding combo just fine. Accuracy's stabilizing. I'm a little late, but GTV UFO broke somewhere in there.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, normalizing?
Okay.
Maybe?
I think we're okay.
We're a little choppy, but we're getting there. I saw a miss from Decaden.
Yes, it is a miss from Decaden. So 2 full combos to 2. Accuracies looking very solid on both teams. Just one player for each hovering around the 97. Everyone else holding very solid, and that score is just about dead even, if not a very slight lead towards Oklahoma, and even more so off of that Aidenth break off of the very wide flow pattern.
Okay, we are finally able to recover here on our end. A couple of more misses coming through from some of these players. That's going to be Lights Out dropping that big combo for Oklahoma now. Is just that recovery from UFO, but not anymore as they find the break as well. Now one remaining combo in the lobby here on Flames Terror, but it's still going to be on the side of Oklahoma, just barely switching over for Texas now. We're only a third of the way through the map, not even, just barely past that quarter mark, so still so much more map left to be played, but it's this big combo. Flamestar has to continue to hold on. These space wide angle jumps do have potential to break apart some of these combos, but Flamestar does make it into the next cooldown section.
Yeah, just about hitting that 1K combo mark. Everyone else on the board hitting some pretty decent recoveries other than Aidenth, and just now Bazinga's dead. So looking pretty solid for Texas here as that lead just about eclipses 50,000 for them, which on a map as long as this is a non-zero amount, and Flames here is going to go down, so that full combo for Texas no longer there, and Oklahoma has the combo lead, and let's just see how far they can take it.
Just a little bit extra combo going their direction, but we're about to get into another big diff spike section here. Just a little bit of jumps leading into it. There goes Bazinga's. They were on the lower recovery, but you still have two big recoveries on their teammates right now. So is Decaton trying to match one of those? A little bit of recoveries building up for Flamestar and Aidenth still, but these patterns are quite nasty. Nobody breaks on those space triples. I was expecting somebody to, but here we go into the next Ki section very soon. Bazinga's does trade out with Aidenth. That was one of those recoveries for Texas, but it's still a big combo on Decaton. Flamestar going to be dropping. That score has not switched over for Oklahoma yet. It's UFO versus Decaton right now. Everybody else finding breaks, and this is going to be between who finds the first miss here between these two massive combos.
Yeah, both teams having really solid recoveries overall. We're getting choppy on our end again. This is nice.
Yeah, let's look over at the stream. Okay, is anybody missing? No, I don't see anybody missing over there.
Nope, does not seem like it. See, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, stream is great for you guys, so that's what matters. Any misses that do happen, we'll see them. We'll just see them at the same time as you guys, so it'll be a little bit later than we'll be able to commentate on. But that's a miss from Lights Out, potentially like 10 seconds ago. Big misses from Aidenth, misses from Flamestar.
Oh, yes, big aim patterns.
And Decaton misses. So UFO's holding, potentially, by the time it catches up to whenever I say that.
Yes, he does look like he is still holding pretty solid, though Texas does have a little bit of a score lead, so Oklahoma and TTV UFO is going to need to lock in on the final little part of this map if they want a chance. Everyone goes down, no combos left on the board, just a little bit of recovery combo on Decaton. And Texas looking like, regarding no crazy breaks, because we don't really have any combo on the board for anyone, I think this one is looking like it's going to lean Texas's way.
It's such a difficult ending, though. Still, some of these massive space patterns can take out the combos very quickly. Decaton will drop that recovery. It's now Lights Out on the highest combo in the lobby. 70 combo more than Flamestar as we make our way into the final bit of the map. Is there enough time? Bazinga's going to be finding the break. Aidenth dropping on the recovery. Still, though, you do have these combos built up for Flamestar and Decaton, and not going to be enough time, not going to be enough density in the combo left in the map here. Despite these recoveries on Oklahoma, Texas will be answering back with another breakpoint here for the fourth breakpoint this match.
Wow, yeah, it has just been back and forth again the entire match. 3-3 scoreline. And now Texas has a chance to consolidate their own breakpoint, bring it back to what would be as normal of a match as possible, which would be essentially each team winning their own picks, which is kind of about what's happened so far, give or take a couple of half of those being breakpoints, but you know how it is.
Have we had a map shorter than 4 minutes yet?
Yes. The hidden one was only 3.
Touche. Not even 249.
So there.
Well played. Lots of long maps in this pool. We'll see if we continue down that trend. But hey, we're back to a tied game, Aika. It's 3-3. Again, for anybody joining us here who wasn't here during the intro, this is Losers Bracket. This is the final match here in the final stage, the second round of the Losers matchup. So one of these teams will be exiting the tournament here. Oklahoma, they've already made it the furthest they've ever done in USC history for themselves. Texas, you know, they would like to make it back to that top 3 to see if they can best Virginia in the losers grands side of the bracket for potential of going up against New York on the winner's side. So, you know, either of these teams, you know, they've both already made it to the top 4 here. It's just a matter of which one can push forward into that top 3 podium finish.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams have just looked so solid throughout the course of this match that it really is one of the most intense matches that I've had the pleasure of casting. But Texas opting for the Fremont 1 pick. So going back to Falcom Sound team.
We're going from Daisuke Ishwatari to Falcon Sound Team JDK, bro. I love this pool. So good,
yeah,
dude.
This is pretty beast. This one, thankfully, not quite as long. It is going to be only 3 minutes, but about 3 minutes of very difficult, pretty spaced 218 rather, aim and mechanics. So it makes sense that Texas is wanting to opt into this one. Using Flames tier lobby setting, but I do imagine that he's going to be playing the Nomad combo as he has done for most of this tournament, honestly, being that extremely consistent Nomad player that Texas needs on these free mods. A Toybot coming in for that hidden, and what I can only assume to be Decaden filling out the Hard Rock. Either him or Chili Repair. I could see either of them playing this.
Sorry, I'm just like flabbergasted at what I just saw in
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Staff chat. See, you see it as well?
I'm looking at it.
Oh my goodness.
If that's not
I won't
Aura.
get too distracted. I won't get too distracted here. We've got a crazy match that's already been unfolding before our eyes. Here we go. Get to see the mod combinations here. Looks like Decaden Toybot going to be Hard Rock for Decaden, Toybot on the hidden. I imagine no mod for Flames Tear. Yup. And Lights Out again going to be on that no mod. You put UFO on the hidden, and Mr. Jeffrey for the Hard Rock for Oklahoma. So same lineups for these two teams with the same mod combinations. Again, no overmodding.
Yeah, just keep it simple, stupid. Don't try to do too much on the overmod. Just get the mods you need and try to lock in on this very brutal wide aim consistency. I feel like I've said brutal to describe like all of the maps in this pool, but it really just is. This pool is tough. We're seeing everyone some pretty good comfort early on. Decaden going to be the first one to fall after that pretty wide string of jumps there. Everyone else holding really solid. Texas still just barely holding the accuracy lead, and Mr. Jeffrey falling on the Hard Rock combo as well is going to keep that lead ever so slightly in their favor.
Not too much happening just yet in terms of big combo differences. Still just that slight accuracy or slight score advantage for the side of Texas. These big spaced jump patterns can take out some of these combos. There goes Mr. Jeffrey. It's traded with Toybot though. That was one of the players who was holding on to one of those major combos for Texas, but still that score is going to continue to go their direction with those misses coming through from Lights Out on the no mod. Now again, it's UFO versus two big combos on the side of Texas, albeit one of them's recovery, but still big enough to keep the score lead gaining for Texas. Still big misses coming through from Toybot. That was a miss from TTV UFO, and so now they're there's no big combos combating either of these scores from Decayton or Flames Tear. So this is going to be Texas looking really solid. Almost 200,000 points in their favor as we make our way into the final third of the map. Players get to see the scores, and this is rough for Oklahoma here.
Yeah, this is a tough sight to see. Flames Tear just holding so solid on this no-mod combo. When he is needed most, he clutches up, holding 99 point. What is that? 6 or 8? I can't tell. Now 5.
6, yeah.
It was 6. But yeah, Decayton on the incredibly solid recovery as well is going to go down as soon as I say his name. Seems like it's been a common theme so far this match. Though the big one to watch, bottom left of your screen, still holding that full combo. Let's see if he can do so for the ending. Everyone on Oklahoma, though, having a pretty solid recovery combo to boot, though. So any big breaks, Flames here is going to be the one to go down, though. So no big combos on the side of Texas. That score lead is going to very slightly go over to Oklahoma. But the question is there enough time? And the answer to that is most likely no, unless we see some catastrophic breaks in the ending. And the linear section does get out 2 of the Texas players, but not the one with the combo. Toybot on the hidden, holding it through to the ending, making sure Texas gets this one under their belt. Incredible scores all the way around. And that's going to be a 4-3 scoreline.
Yeah, we're back to a little bit more normalcy here. I believe that was Texas pick? Question mark?
Indeed it was.
Yes, okay, good. So we're back to the standard script here. Oklahoma now, they get the next pick. We'll get to see where they choose to go. Probably, I'm thinking maybe Hidden 3 could be good for them. I think that one's still open.
Yeah, I could see
Still
it
looking at that. Else, maybe, I don't know if they're going to be the team to pick into either the DT2, DT1, but they can definitely play those. I'd imagine that would most likely be a Texas thing. Maybe the Hidden 2 actually could be really good. That one's gonna be another Kali map. They really don't make it like a Kali. Like you don't see tech maps like the kind that Kali put up back in the day. It's like 2018, 2019 tech or something. It's towards the end of when a Kali uploaded their maps and kind of moved on. But hey, there's that No Mod 4. We got Bad Boys Misa, but Oklahoma, they could definitely do that if they want to. They're pretty solid on the aim.
Yeah, although I would argue probably not wanting to pick into some of the more aim or mechanics-based stuff after losing that free mod 1. Although it was close, it is still just got to be a little bit apprehensive when going into stuff like that. But I mean, when it gets down to the end of the match, what choice do you really have? And it looks like they are going to opt for the DT1. So kind of hoping that the DT3 ban from Texas justifies this one enough, which I could see it going either way. I don't think this pick is necessarily favored towards one team or another, because I think both teams are going to have a very solid three-man core roster on this. Obviously, Oklahoma probably just going to be the core 3. We've seen for a good portion of this match, although maybe Bazinka's Dead will hop in. We've seen him on a lot of these picks where we maybe would have expected Lights Out to come in. It's like Chili Repair, Flames Tier in the lobby for Texas. Referee showing his face, although most likely on this DT1 to lobby sit, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would also assume so. This is a riskier pick, I feel like. Not that it's a bad pick necessarily. However, they didn't win the only other DT map we saw. Now, granted, that was the DT4, very different kind of a map. But that really came down to Texas just being able to put up a much better team score. You had Bazinga's down about half the score of the next lowest score in the lobby. So aren't going to be seeing Bazingas in this time round. It's going to be Lights Out in their stead. Mr. Jeffrey, TTV UFO, of course, returning from that previous DT4 pick that we saw so early on in the match. And for Texas, you've got Aiden, Flamestear, and Decaton going to be their lineup. Aiden coming in over Chillier Pair, who was the previous player for their roster on the BT4. So again, just different style of DT makes for different players to come in. You put the players in that can play the skill set that is required of them. So on this one, it's very slow in the intro, but it does pick up quite a bit. Also on the higher approach rate, 10.5 for this one. And we do see a very early miss from Mr. Jeffrey, but going to be so early that it's not going to make that big of a difference.
Yeah, and the BPM on this one, incredibly high, 300. So a lot of high BPM aim. Some of these 300 BPM bursts might catch a little bit of act drops, although I'm pretty sure all these players are capable of hitting them. Early on, not quite seeing anyone else break other than Mr. Jeffrey in the beginning, as he mentioned. Although, as I say that, Trade, Flamestear, and Mr. Jeffrey both going down. So 2 full combos of 2. TTD UFO goes down not too long after that. And it's 2 full combos to 1 on Texas.
I mean, not the greatest of starts here for some of these players, and also not the longest of maps. Especially considering the lengths of pretty much every map that we've seen so far here being picked in this one. And really just that one combo for Oklahoma, trying their best on Lights Out to match these combos from Aiden and Decaton. But the combo is being built up for Flamestear as well, and there's only half the map remaining here. Ica, 220,000 points and continuing to climb for Texas. This is starting to get really scary for Oklahoma on their own pick.
Yeah, that score lead is still climbing off of those recovery combos. Texas just looking so solid and consistent on this. Only one really having too much of an issue on this map is Mr. Jeffrey. Probably not too well versed on the higher approach rate, if I had to guess. Aiden is going to go down for Texas. As you say that, though Oklahoma is going to need a little bit more than that if they want to bring this one back. Flamestear goes down, Mr. Jeffrey as well, and Lights Out on the slow section, and that awkward aim does not quite get anyone, although no combos on the board for Texas, and TTV UFO just has a good recovery combo, though we gotta question if there's enough time in the map, and I do not believe there is. Texas able to accrue enough of a score lead in that time when they were holding 2 full combos and a solid recovery that they are able to take this one about a 300k score lead.
That's a pretty big margin here as well. Oklahoma, just not able to put up a full 3-man roster for a good team score, unfortunately. Mr. Jeffrey can play double time. Actually, really good at double time. I don't even know if it came down to the reading aspect, because you look at their accuracy, it's 97.2, but just not able to get the combo like at all. Less than 300 max combo is rough, unfortunately. And so Texas now again going to be finding another breakpoint here. I think 5th breakpoint of the match now. And so that's not great for Oklahoma, because it's going to be Texas's pick now, and if they're able to consolidate on this breakpoint, they will be first to reach match point. That will mean one more map before, if they're able to win that, before knocking Oklahoma out of the tournament entirely, albeit in top 4, which, is still phenomenal for a team like Oklahoma, who has never been this far, but it would probably come a lot earlier than I think Oklahoma would like it to happen. So there's still time to turn it around here, but realistically, like, if Oklahoma loses on Texas' next pick, it's going to be really rough for them.
Yeah, indeed. And we gotta wonder what Texas' next pick is going to be. That we don't have to wonder too long. It's going to be Nomad 2. And this is an interesting one for sure. On CS3, 170 BPM, 2 minutes 30.
Goodness gracious. gracious. This is a long diff name.
Yeah, you are right.
Delashewski and Maramirash featuring Azerate collab mix. The Sade Spur record mix. But the song name itself is 2 letters and 2 plus signs. Like, I don't know, man.
I believe De La Tete is how it's pronounced in the brackets there.
I like it.
So I don't even know if that's right. So I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, who knows? We're just a bunch of Americans here. Well, excluding our lovely streamer, but honorary. We love our streamers.
Of course.
That's Hitsort. The casters in the booth, we are just Americans. We don't know what we're talking about, guys.
Just a couple of American 4 digits.
Either way, again, Texas pick. They are coming off of another breakpoint now. Oklahoma would like to get that breakpoint back immediately, but hey, likes, wanting to do something is different than actually doing it. So, gonna need to see really good performance from them. We've got all the players in the lobby: Decatur, Trigon, Flamestare for Texas. Oklahoma, you've got UFO, Hygio, and Mr. Jeffrey going to be in the lobby for them. So no mod 2. It's lots of vault on this one.
I believe this one a little bit of a slider and aim control thing going on with this one. And, oh boy, a lot of speed ups on this one as well. One of them catching out Flamestare early on. And accuracy very slightly favoring Oklahoma, although Hygio is struggling just a little bit on the 92 and finding a break on one of the high BPM bursts as well, though the rest of the team looking cool as a cucumber early on, as Decaden is going to be the next one to find a break alongside Hygio, having a little bit of struggling, and Mr. Jeffrey going down as well. So combo just barely on the side of Oklahoma off of the TTV UFO full combo, but everyone on Texas having a fair recovery. Trigon having another miss there, unfortunately, so not going to be quite gaining as much score as he would like early on.
And it's not off to the races here for Texas. Is already coming up to that halfway mark of the map, and just more misses coming through. That massive combo not being matched by anyone here on the side of Texas, although good recoveries from some of their players. That was a banjo break from Decatur, actually. I don't know if that one wasn't, though, but is still going to be on the side of Oklahoma for the time being. 160,000 points as we make our way into the final third of the map now. And yeah, those were real misses from Decatur and Trigon. So now is just this recovery combo from Flamestare. It is available if UFO does find any breaks. The score isn't too far gone just yet, but how much more density is left in the map, actually?
That one, I can't say I'm too sure, although looks like there couldn't be more than a sixth of the map left, and that score lead is 200k off of that TTV UFO FC still, holding incredible accuracy to boot, and just not giving Texas any room to breathe here. And Texas, everyone other than Flamestare, not quite able to find their footing on this ending, and that is going to do it. Oklahoma taking this next pick. And let's just see if he can close it out. 99 accuracy is absurd on this.
We've seen 9 maps now. Of those 9, 6 of them have been breakpoints. And so for Oklahoma, that's a bit of a sigh of relief, because that was Texas' pick, having come off of that previous breakpoint. Had they consolidated on that, they would have been at match point. Oklahoma would have been at 3 points, and it still would have been their next pick. But you would like to put a stop to that as quick as possible. And so Oklahoma getting that point is kind of everything for them here. Granted, they still have to win their next pick in order to tie things back up, but you really do want to get that breakpoint back as fast as you can. You don't want to let it sit there and, let it kind of stew, and then, other team makes it to that match point, and then, well, here you are. Now you're trying to force tiebreak in order to win the match, regardless. So, yeah, for Oklahoma, this is everything.
Gotta wonder what Oklahoma goes into as their next pick. Got 2 hidden picks still open, so I do imagine that it's not too far-fetched to see one of those. Basically exhausted, and every other option I could really see. I can't see them going into Hard Rock 3. I can't really see them going into DT2. And Nomad 4 seems pretty gamble, I would say. I would say either the Hiddens or the Free Mod 4 potential options here for Oklahoma. Though again, what do we know?
I just spilled some root beer on my tablet.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, you go take care of that.
Give me a sec.
And as I'm proven wrong yet again, ladies and gentlemen, as we see the DT2 is indeed coming out for Oklahoma. This is an interesting one. Oklahoma, up to this point, I believe they lost the DT4 earlier by not quite a slim margin, and the same with the DT1 as well, losing that one by about 300k and the other one by about 400k respectively. So this is a bit of an interesting pick for Oklahoma, although hoping that the tapping focus is going to help them out. We did see the higher BPM bursts not phasing UFO in any way on Oklahoma. So I do imagine we just see that core 3 on Oklahoma once again, as we've seen on most of the mechanics picks. And Texas coming in with Flames tier, Chillier pair coming in the lobby as well. And as for their last player, most likely Aiden on the DT. If I had to throw a dart at the board.
Okay, I'm back. What's happening?
I'm back. DT2 pick, and
DT2.
Aiden is going to be the last player to fill out Texas's roster. So yeah, Oklahoma going into this. I did mention earlier, Texas has won both of the DTs thus far, though the tapping in the last map, UFO did look incredibly solid on, so most likely, I would say, basing their pick off of that tapping comfort, though this is another one of those tapping picks, which very well could be a gamble in of itself. This one is extremely difficult, 243 BPM strain, 8.4 stars, although that is after the star rating changes.
Goodness. Okay, I think I cleaned it all up. I'm gonna focus on this match here. We go into some of the bursts. Nobody getting caught up just yet, but first break will come on the side of Oklahoma on their own pick. Mr. Jeffrey going to be dropping a little bit of combo, a little bit of accuracy as well as can give way towards the side of Texas. Flames are going to be answering back with a couple of chain misses from them as well, so is going to keep things relatively even for the time being, but still on a knife's edge, just the smallest of margins in that score gap for Texas' favor.
Yeah, and not too long, we are going to be getting into these bursts here, which do make up a good portion of the difficulty of this one. And we're seeing everyone on Texas, no full combos left. It's 2 full combos on Oklahoma. And no combos at all on Texas. CTV UFO does go down. It is just lights out to hold still, though. The higher spacing bursts first set not catching him off guard. Let's see if the second one does. Nope, still
goodness.
Holding very solid, and that score lead already getting above 130k off of these combos for Oklahoma here.
Yeah, the fact that nobody missed on that stream pattern is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, Lights Out making it through that section with the full combos still is everything for Oklahoma. It was looking a little rough in the intro with a couple of misses from Mr. Jeffrey, but still Oklahoma is looking solid on this pick. There's still a couple more difficult spikes in the map, and finally there goes Lights Out's combo, but is 200,000 points enough? You've got recoveries on two of the players from Texas. Chillier pair going to be dropping their combo. Mr. Jeffrey drops. Hold on. Now it's just UFO versus the two big recoveries from Flamester and Aiden's, but Flamester goes down, and now that 180,000 points is continuing to climb for Oklahoma as more misses come through from Texas, and I think Oklahoma has secured this point.
Yeah, there's not quite nearly enough map left, I believe, to surmount 200k score. And Oklahoma consolidating that break point. Making it 5-5 scoreline. My God. What a back and forth match this has been the entire way through. We've seen tons of break points. Only a couple of teams actually able to, or only a couple of times rather, have teams been able to take their own picks, and this is going to be one of those times. 850k on Lights Out, 99 accuracy. The rest of the lobby hovering around 97, 96. Very good team scores overall, just Oklahoma a little bit stronger here, and Texas, now their final pick.
We've got one more in the pocket here. One pick remaining actually for both sides. Losers bracket matchup, by the way.
Yeah.
One of these teams is getting eliminated. Doesn't matter how crazy of a match it is. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, only one of them makes it through the bracket to that top 3 podium spot. So this is everything for both these teams. You know, for Oklahoma, already making it the deepest they've ever made it in this tournament. I think the deepest that any team has made it of their seeding even into this tournament. You know, it would be everything to secure a top 3 spot. It would be so key for their success, and it would do so much for them as players, you know, for their accolades, to be able to say we pushed the limit of what we can do as a lower seeded state. And for Texas, of course, you know, you don't want to miss out on making it to that podium spot again. They have consistently been one of the highest placing teams in USC history, especially in the last year, where they came second. I think it was to New York, who is on that winner's side of the grand finals, but you know, previous years past doesn't matter. For now, it's what happens here and now on Texas's final pick. Free mod 4 is going to be some Undead Corporation for them.
Yeah, getting back into the alt. This one going to be 136 BPM. Only 3 minutes on this one though, so not quite nearly as long as the other alt picks we've seen in this pool. But yeah, this one is an interesting one to go into. Texas has been looking pretty solid on the alt for the most part throughout this entire match, winning the DT alt and taking the extremely long condemnation wings as well. Granted, only by about 40k, but looking to just, you know, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just going right back into the alts because they have done so well on it so far. Flames tier, I do imagine, going to be taking that no mod once again. Decaden probably coming in for the Hard Rock. Toybot on Hidden, that Texas free mod roster we have come to know. For Oklahoma, we are seeing Mr. Jeffrey come in the lobby as well as Bazinga's dead. I assume Bazinga is going to be taking the Hard Rock to opt for Mr. Jeffrey no mod, and TTVUFO obviously taking the Hidden on this one.
Yeah, those should be the mod lineups. I would be surprised if we see any switch ups here, but you know, there's always potential. You never truly know, but I think the safest thing would just be to match mods. Don't overmod. if you don't have to. There's no reason to force it, and it looks to be the case here, as I would imagine that's going to be Bazinga's dead on the Hard Rock for Oklahoma. Yep. And yeah, Mons are exactly as expected.
And this one does not waste any time showing what it is made of. A lot of difficult spacing within these alt patterns, a lot of variable spacing, I guess is what I meant to say, and some higher BPM bursts and rhythmic sections to go with it. And early on, seeing a little bit of discomfort from Texas at the beginning of the map, although that has kind of been the story of the match. We have seen Texas a lot of the time break earlier on and then come into their own as the map reaches about its halfway, 2/3 mark, as we see another break on Toybot, but no combos to match Flame's-Tier's no mod combo. And Decaden does go down on that recovery.
Keeping things relatively normal for now, just the slightest of combo advantage on the side of Texas. Still, though, only 90,000 points. That is on a knife's edge here. Nobody breaking. I was going to say nobody breaking on that burst pattern. Bazinga's dropped at the end of that one, but Toybot going to be dropping as well as Decaden on the burst pattern immediately after the short pause. Still, though, you have Flames-Tier on that lone full combo, making our way into the halfway mark of the map, but these recoveries are starting to build up for Oklahoma, so it could go very quickly towards their direction, but Bazinga's continuing to find more misses on that Hard Rock. Nobody is trading with them on Texas. There's a big miss from everybody in the lobby except for Decaden, only player able to hold, but does end up missing on those big bursts, and now everybody is gone on the combos, and Texas is holding on to 110,000 points, 120,000 points here after that spinner, and it will continue to stay in their favor. It's not going to move even in the slightest towards Oklahoma unless more mistakes happen in the final third of the map.
Yeah, and this one is going to look pretty gridlocked as no combos on the board. It is even combo-wise, and Oklahoma needs to see a lot of breaks from this Texas side in order to even have a chance. These players are looking very confident on this not quite as difficult KI section as we just saw from the last couple patterns. Bazinga's dead is going to miss on that Hard Rock one more time, and I don't think it is going to matter. Mr. Jeffrey going down as well, and Texas is going to take their final pick, and they're going to go up 6-5. Incredible score from Flames-Tier there on that Nomad, hitting 650 GTV UFO, 540k on that hidden is another incredible score, and Decaden 470 on the Hard Rock. It's not a good score on every single way you could play this map, other than easy or hidden Hard Rock, but we didn't see any of those. So everyone on every mod, or one person on every mod, got a pretty good score. And the other one, not quite as strong, but, you know, need to be.
It's just that extra little bit of combo goes a long way, especially when the picks start running dry here for these teams. That was the final pick of Texas's available maps before we, potentially get to a tiebreaker situation. Now we await the final pick of this match, being the final pick from Oklahoma here. And the picks are kind of running thin. There's no double times. There's no free mods. There is a single Hard Rock available on that Hard Rock 3. You have Hidden 2, Hidden 3, and the No Mod 4. Those are your final remaining maps. And so I don't think it's going to be that Hard Rock 3 that would be most likely to get knocked off as a potential pick from them. I'm still looking at those hiddens. I'm not sure why we haven't seen them go into either the two remaining hiddens, because they're really good at hidden. They played that hidden one quite well. I still think that something like the Hidden 2 would be a great pick for them. And, you know, if not the Hiddens, Nomad 4 is basically as coin flip as you can get if you do want to do that. I don't know if you want to do that, but we'll see if that's the route that they choose to go.
I highly doubt that to be the case. It looks like it's going to be the Hidden 3, so we are seeing Hidden Flow, Miss Victoria. And this one, another long one, another 4-minute map.
Oh, yeah.
196 flow streams.
Goodness gracious.
On Hidden.
4 minutes.
On top of that.
On Hidden. Have fun with the flow aim. Hey, you better not fall behind. You're going to be hitting lots of 100s. You're going to be missing notes. No, I mean, this pick should be good for Oklahoma. We saw what happened on that free mod 3 from UFO, who was on the Hidden for them. Who was able to get the highest combo in the lobby. I think it was like 1700 or something before they ended up breaking. Really, really good on the flow aim, especially with the Hidden. But this time around, you're going to need to field 3 people who can put up good enough scores in order to secure your final pick here, in order to push your team forward into that tiebreaker scenario. And so it's not, it can't be a one person carry here on this pick. I mean, it could be, but it should not be relying on that for either of these teams. And so Oklahoma, they're going to have to put in their best players. They're going to have to put up their best game here. And we do see, I think, all 3 players in for Oklahoma, actually. I don't imagine there's going to be any other swap-ins here, as we see Mr. Jeffrey UFO and Referee coming in for the final pick for them. Flames, Tear, Decaton, and Toybot going to be your lineup, your tried and true here for Texas on the Hidden on the Hidden mod, excuse me, as well as this flow style of map. These are all players that can play it, but yeah, really do need to see can Oklahoma be able to find that third player comfortability on this map, because I know that has been an issue on multiple other picks of theirs. So will they fall short? Will they be able to win this point? That's the big question here.
Yeah, and it'll take a little bit to find out. Again, we got 4 minutes of this map, but eventually we will. And I do know Referee to be pretty proficient in his hidden flow aim for the most part, so I don't imagine that he would have crazy difficulty on this. I mean, obviously the maps are hard, and he's most likely at a point where scaling is getting to be an issue, though looking pretty solid so far on these streams, as is most of the lobby here. Only breaks are going to be from Referee and Flames tier, the top row players.
Misses still coming through from some of these players, more on the side of Flames Tear than Referee, but Referee is going to be trading out once more. So the bottom row looking pretty solid as we make our way into the first KI section. Spacing on these streams do to start to get a little bit bigger, but nobody drops on that one. Now back into the jumps, more streams here. Big chain miss from Flames Tear, but it's traded out with Mr. Jeffrey, and that was one of the players holding on to the combo here for Oklahoma. Now it's just UFO versus 2 major combos in Toybot and Decaton. Referee going to be dropping their combo as well as trades with Flames there, but no trades from any of the big combos on the side of Texas here. The spacing continuing to pick up, and UFO dropping their combo, and this is a disaster for Oklahoma on their final pick. We're only a quarter of the way through the map, but this is a horrible start for them.
Yeah, and Toybot breaking is going to be a little bit better for them, but Decaton is still holding that full combo on this hidden flow, and that score lead is going to rise very quickly after this break, obviously, but you know.
I mean, this is gonna be rough. It's a little rough viewing experience on our end, not because of how the match is playing, just like we actually just can't see anything on our end.
Yeah, it's happening
but
again.
Still, that combo is being held on. That sole player from Decaton is doing their best to keep it from moving any way towards Oklahoma here on the final pick of the match, trying their best to make it so that they don't have to win through tiebreaker here. There's still time, but Oklahoma, they have to lock in for the remainder of the map, and they need misses from Texas at this point.
Yeah, you gotta hope and pray, and there it is. Everyone breaks, everyone in the lobby except for TTV UFO, and we see chain misses all over the board. and it's just TTVUFO to hold the littlest semblance of combo through these brutal, like, follow point streams. Are those on it?
Yes.
That is brutal.
What? He holds.
Yeah, it sped up for us. That reaction, I assume, was the map speeding up. But still holding very solid. And no real combo anywhere else. 200 for 2 players on Texas, but that is about it. It is just all on TTVUFO to see if he can hold his way through. And he breaks on the final notes of that stream before the Ki. That is an absolutely brutal place to miss. It is not over yet, but it is looking, that door is closing. The windows are being boarded shut. Texas not giving them any avenue to come back as their players hold through this Ki section. Everyone goes down as I say that. It's only referee to hold a little bit of combo here. Only 200 more combo than Toybot, and chain misses for everyone on Oklahoma, and that is going to be the nail in the coffin. Texas taking this point and taking the match, making a top 3. Oklahoma, a hell of a run. Seed 10, placing 4th in United States Cup. Incredibly well done from all these players. Definitely not a finish to sulk at. But Texas, the team to make it through, making top 3 once again. And that is the match. GG's.
I do really want to hammer in this point here. For Texas, it's phenomenal work. You know, congratulations absolutely due for their team. They played fantastic in order to get this victory without having to go to that tiebreaker. They have also been having a team in this tournament. There has not been a single year in the entire history of USC for the previous 10 iterations here where Texas has placed below 8th overall. Every single year they have made it to top 8 or better. Number 3 in the first year, number 2 in the third, and number 2 last year. For Oklahoma, they didn't have a team until 2021, going out in 17th through 24th. They were seed 28. It was the same placement for the next 3 years in a row before they finally made it one extra stage further in 2024, 9th, 12th last year, into top 4 this year as seed 10. I'm pretty sure that is unheard of in USC history, and like, we can get fact checks on that, but this was the craziest run I think we have ever seen from a team in USC history.
Yeah, incredibly well done for all players on Oklahoma. Way to make it farther than any Oklahomans?
Oklahomans?
Oklahomies?
Oklahomies?
We'll go Oklahomies. That sounds better.
Or Okies.
Okies.
I did learn that is
I like that.
the correct way.
I like that.
Okies, or
right.
If you want to be real fancy about it, Oklahoman. But that's gonna do it. That was a crazy match, Aika.
Yeah, to say the least. I wasn't even supposed to be on this, but I am glad I was able to commentate it. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Pitswar, for streaming. Thank you, Liliana, for commentating alongside me. And that is going to be it from us. Thank you guys for watching.
That's it for the finals as well here. Final 3 teams moving forward into the Grands. New York in that winner's bracket. Texas and Virginia going to be matching up in the loser's bracket. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great night. Have a great week here. And until next time.
See you guys around.